Hi, everybody. It's Craig from Doc Sports. We're back with your Docs Daily, and I've got Robert and Nolan with me here, of Strike Point Sports. So make sure, if you haven't done so, let's take care of business first. Hit that like and subscribe button. You don't miss out on all the stuff we got. This is the time of year where we have more content than, well, I guess once college basketball and NBA kicks in, NHL, where we've got all the sports going for a few months. But this is when it starts to kick in. So make sure you don't miss out anything by liking and subscribing to our channel. Turn on the notification bell so you'll get notified when we do put up some videos. And don't forget, if you want to check out our best stuff, that's how you get over to the website, docsports.com, and you can use that docsports.com/free60. Get a free $60 account just to try us out. No questions asked. All you got to do is sign up for an account, provide the email, verify that it's you by email, and then it pops $60 in your account to use however you want. You can use it individual plays. If you want to purchase towards a big pass, whatever you like, you can use it just like cash. And remember, it comes with a profit guarantee, just like you bought cash. So if you lose, you get that guarantee back. So make sure you try us out and see why people invest their hard-earned dollars in our best bets over at the website. Also, don't forget about our premium and level here at YouTube. We've got 3 different levels. You got the level 1, that's $4.99 a month. So yeah, it's less than a Starbucks coffee now. And you get Lenny's picks 5-6 videos a week. And we call him Crazy Lenny for a reason. You get all kinds of stuff. You get props, parlays, teasers. It could be anything, especially come football season. You'll get a bunch of different things. Plus, you'll get early access to a ton of other content, which is big this time of year with line movements and everything in the football. Level 2 is Indian Cowboy for $19.99 a month, and level 3 is $49.90 a month. You get 3 of experts like us from Docs every day, 2, 3, and 4 unit plays. And if you buy the upper levels, you get those ones. So if you buy 3, you get all 3. 2, you get 1 and 2, etc. So anyway, hope I explained that well. All right, we took care of business. It's Thursday, which means usually the start of football, but this week the preseason's moved back to Friday. We do have CFL tonight, but we do have a smaller card in MLB. But before we get to your free plays, Robert, tell them how you've been doing and what you have for us tonight.
I hit my WNBA game of the year last night, so that was nice. That? Yeah, good stuff there. Vegas over in New York at home. They hadn't beaten them in like 9 tries, and everyone on New York is hurt. They had to plan a back-to-back, yada, yada, yada. Doesn't matter why we liked them. Just matters that they won, right? So hit that 8-unit game of the year. I will have a big play this weekend in baseball on Saturday. Might have another 8-unit play if I get the number that I like. Had a winning week in football last week, 6-2 last week with my 8-play card. Very excited about my futures play. I have an 8-unit college football futures. I also have 2 other big futures, like 1 6-unit in the NFL and another 4-unit in college that I like a lot more than 4 units, but the juice was high. So, but my 8-unit college football futures play, I am very, very, very excited about. I've hit this play 5 out of the last 6 years. I'm 10-1 on my last 11 futures rated 7 units or higher. That's over the last 3 years in all sports. So yeah, this is a big one. Like, this is one you really, you know me, I come on here all the time. I don't really like push a lot of my stuff, but like, you really, really, really want to bet this futures play because I think it's easy money.
In the drop down, Robert, where is that exactly in the members area?
It should be right under Experts Futures Picks. Expert Football Futures Picks. It's the last thing on the drop down. It is available on the grid. You can buy it through my insiders page. So it is out there, and it's advertised on the BPA. I know Docs has a big futures play as well.
What's that price, Robert?
$30. $30. No credits, no refunds, but you're not going to need a credit. You're not going to need a refund. Like I said, I think I have 6 total ones rated and listed. But even if you want to throw all those out and just dump everything in this 8-unit college play, like I said, like I can't stress enough how much I really, really like this play.
All right, so there you go. Like you said, Robert's not a guy to say, come over here and pound the chest. So when he says that, I would get in on it. I'm actually going to go log in and see what it is. I want to see what it is, and I might be getting down on it too, Robert.
Oh, I'll tell you off the air when we get out of here.
Steak dinner, you win. Me and you go out and in not like a $100 stake in, or like a $500 stake in.
Oh, that's the thing. I haven't like sent it out to a bunch of my friends and a bunch of guys that I know that are betting, because honestly, like, I'm not afraid that the line is going to move, but I want my clients to get on it first. Like, the juice might move. Really, the juice might move. Like, that happened with a bet that I put in for myself for a few $1,000s on one of my futures plays. As soon as it got put in, the book actually moved the number down. I don't want that to happen to clients, like with anything. So in about a week, I'm going to start texting everybody I know, be like, dude, get on this, get on this. It's gonna hit.
All right, Nolan, what do you have for today, and how you been doing since we talked last week?
Strike Point Sports has been doing pretty well. 7-unit winner in the WNBA last night on Las Vegas. I also liked that situation for them. Plus 25.50 in the WNBA since July 29th. Also hit a 7-unit winner in Major League Baseball last night with Tampa Bay, plus 1,900 since July 5th. I have another 7-unit play going in Major League Baseball tonight at 6:45. I really like this spot. I hit my preseason NFL play last week, just one. I didn't go 6-2 like Bobby. I went 1-0 because that's what I do at Strike Point Sports. I'm going for my 8th straight winning preseason.
Ninth
straight winning preseason. I've had 8 in a row. I believe I'm 17-5 in my last 22 NFL preseason selections. I'm only going to have one this week. It's a 2-unit play, and it'll be Saturday.
Yeah, big card on Saturday. For people that haven't looked at the schedule, there's 2 Friday, 11 Saturday, 2 or 3 Sunday, and 1 Monday, I think. So like, it's pretty loaded up on Saturday. So for you that want to get down on NFL preseason over at Doc Sports, the release time, by the way, is Thursday, and we'll plug. Robert has a show every Thursday, 5 o'clock Eastern time, right?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Right when the plays go live at 6 o'clock Eastern, we are live right here on Doc's YouTube channel for an hour, just talking to handicappers and breaking down picks and just getting hyped for the weekend. So it was a lot of fun last weekend. Nolan's going to be on this weekend. Don't let that dissuade you from coming. Come anyway. Craig's going to be on here. Don't let that stop you from coming, but there'll be other guys too. So it's a good time.
Yeah, I'm finalizing my plays. I definitely like one on Saturday. I'm trying to find a second play, but this time of year it's tough because the information is hard to come by. Like, information is easy to come by now, I should say. But something that you believe in, that you can put your confidence in, like, oh, this reporter is saying that this unit's going to play, say the Bengals are going to play 2 quarters. Okay, is that reliable or not? Because that's a big thing. Because if you're going to go on, placing bets based on what this information is, that's totally different come the regular season. So it's a different beast as we get to the regular season. All right, let's talk MLB though. We got all that information out of the way. Small card today, but sometimes a smaller card, you get to focus, hone it in, like put the blinders on, like the blinkers from the horses. Robert, what do you like as a free play here today?
I'm going to take the I hate to give this out because I have a sinking suspicion that the game is going to get rained out. But if it doesn't, I like this spot. I like the under in the Detroit, Minnesota game. Okay, the weather is going to be bad. Not good hitting weather. Wind is blowing in. Minnesota lineup, not very good. Detroit has not been hitting the ball. And, oh, yeah, we have Tariq Skubal on the mound. This is one of those ones where if it was perfect weather, I'd feel very comfortable penciling Skubal in for 7 innings of 3 hit, maybe 1-run ball. And I just don't think that Detroit has been hitting the ball well enough to compensate. I think the number's still at 8.5. Bailey Ober's on the mound. Part of the reason that this number is so high is because he's been so bad. Like his ERA over his last 7 starts, I think it is like 7.70. But he was hurt. He missed like 6 weeks from injury. Since he's been back from injury, hasn't been terrible. I think he can be good enough, basically, just not have that blow up inning like the David Peterson had for the Mets yesterday, giving up 9 runs in the 4th. I think he can avoid. Put your hand down. Don't even start. Your grades suck. So anyway, I would take the under in that Detroit Minnesota game. That was the last play that I caught off my card. And like I said, part of the reason that I did is just I don't know if they're going to play that game.
Yeah, that always worries me when I see weather and you like the game. You're like, man, I really want to play this. And even worse, they start the game and then
they pull the starting pitcher.
They pull the start, they delay it too long where they pull the starting pitcher. Then you're screwed with, what has been, to be honest, other than when Scooble's pitching, this has not been a very dependable rotation.
Dude,
like
John Smoltz, game of the year. I think it was like 2009 or something like that. His first start with the Red Sox against the Orioles, I bet them as my game of the year because I knew he was going to come back and be awesome. He was awesome for like 4 innings. It rained. They had to pull him out. The Red Sox got up, I think 8-0. It was either 8-0 or 9-0 going into the 7th inning, and they lost the game. Not that I'm still salty about a play from like 15 years ago or something like that, but yeah, rain delays can suck.
I always say the poker bad beat stories, us handicappers have those as well. The ones that, they throw the Hail Mary and you win, you forget about that very quickly. I mean, you remember it obviously in the moment, but years later, you don't remember it as much, but you definitely remember when it goes the opposite way. What was it, the Brett Favre? Wasn't it the Brett Favre when he threw that Hail Mary that one year for a touchdown to beat everybody? Was it Brett? No, it wasn't Brett Favre. It was Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers. I think it was Monday Night Football. It was a primetime game. It was either Monday, Sunday, or Thursday Night Football. And I was in Vegas in a sports book, and I won on that. But I mean, there was a ton that lost. So
Nolan, who is the guy that one time for Connecticut that hit like Connecticut college basketball that hit like a 3/4 court shot?
Sure, it wasn't Duke in the tournament that year.
No, it was Connecticut and the AAC when they were back in like the AAC
American Conference, yeah.
And it was in their tournament. A guy hit a 3/4 court shot to send a game to overtime. Strike Point Sports either had a game of the year or a 7-unit play, and they won in overtime. And I remember that. I cannot remember the year, but this was like 8 or 9 years ago.
I lost on that Duke one year where like the Duke was dribbling it out, winning. All they do is dribble out, and for some reason, like the backup throws it up from half court and it banks in. And half of them, depending on who you had, if you won or lost on that guy that could have just dribbled it out and decided, like, hey, I don't ever get in the game, I'm a walk on, let me throw it in. But let's talk MLB for Nolan. Who do you like here?
I swear, I don't know if you guys are Family Guy fans, but there's an episode where Peter's listening to Lionel Richie, and Lionel Richie's singing, and Peter just sits there and says, "Who hurt you, Lionel? Who hurt you?" I feel like that's the conversation I have with Bobby all the time when he goes back to talk about all these games. I would go on the under in the Blue Jays Cubs game. I know that the total is low, but outside of the Blue Jays Rockies series where they scored what felt like 1 million runs in 3 games, they're only averaging just about 3.5 runs a game over the 10 games that don't include the Rockies series. And the Cubs are averaging just over 3 runs a game over their last 11 games. So I know this total is low, but I would take the under there. And then I don't like Rodriguez or Blaylock in the Diamondbacks Rockies game. That total is a monster at 12.5. It's already gone up from 11.5 to 12.5, but I would take the over there just because I think those two pitchers are just
wind is blowing out.
Yeah,
that's why that total went up. There's like a 15 mile an hour or 12 mile an hour wind blowing straight out. I was looking at that one too. I definitely should have played it. I like that free play.
My free play is going to be on the Cubs. I think the Cubs are at a point where this series, this is probably the only one I like them in. So I think they kind of need this one because I think Scherzer just, he doesn't give you a lot of innings. He's a 4.5 ERA guy now. That's just what he is. 4.5 ERA guy. He's not that ace like he used to be. And I think Boyd's been really good. I think he has to carry them today. I like the Cubs here to get it done. It's small price too. So I kind of thought the Cubs were going to be favored in this one, I guess just because they've been playing so poorly. But I mean, it's really, they're playing poorly. And then they're in the division with the Brewers that are playing the best baseball over a basically 2.5 month period that we've seen.
They're never going to lose again.
20 years, right?
They're going to go undefeated the rest of the season.
I mean, I was quoting what it was, but it's like, isn't it like 59-16 or something now? 58-16. Like that is, they've had 3 10-game winning streaks, right, in this 60-game run. So it's like, and it's not like they go win 10, lose 5, come back and win 10.
Right.
They lose 1, and then they come back with another big winning streak. So I think if the Cubs are like, hey, if we're going to make a move, and the wild card is still so close, like they're getting to the point where they don't start playing a little better, they could find themselves having to win just to stay in the wild card or not be the last wild card. So I like the Cubs today. So
it's funny that we're talking about Scherzer, by the way, like him and Bassett, like who's going to be that third guy? Like at a certain point, neither one of those guys have been very really top notch good. They're going to need a third starter in the playoffs. And it's like right now, the Blue Jays don't know who that's going to be. So it's just going to be interesting. Like Scherzer hasn't been that dude in a long time. Yeah. And it's like, does he still have it? Is there anything left of him as a dominant starter? Like, can he dig deep for 2 months here and be that dude again? And, I don't know.
I wonder if they could give him a little, they are playing well and they kind of have some lead now in their division, that if they could space him out a few starts, because I'm guessing they'll probably make him the third starter unless he really blows up here. And if you're like, hey, dude, if we make this guy so he has a little extra rest going into the playoffs, maybe he can dig deep. Not give you a 6-inning game, but if he can give you 4 innings, under 2 runs as the third starter, that'll probably get you a win, at least set you up for a win.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like Bassett has the most wins on the team. You know what I mean? Like he's right with him in terms of ERA. He's got like a 4-1 strikeout to walk. Yeah. Like Bassett's stuff might be better than Scherzer's right now today, like this week. But 2 months from now, playoff game calling, you got to hand the ball to somebody in game 3. It's going to be interesting to see if one of them can separate themselves. They're going to end up, if they go deeper into the playoffs, they'll end up using both of them anyway. Yeah. But that's just like a little subplot storyline for Toronto down the stretch, as one of these guys really has to step up for them.
I always think it's a pretty big edge for teams that have a nice lead at the end, because then you can start setting up how you're going to play these guys in the playoffs. If you have to pitch your best guys all the way up to the end, then you don't get to play them. You might not get them twice in a series. You might only get them once, or you might be able to get them 3 times in a series potentially.
I mean, kind of yes and no, but like how many times have we seen teams that have it clinched early? And it's kind of like the football thing, right? Like if you have too long in between competitive games, sometimes that's a negative. Like they've clinched it 2 weeks before the end of the regular season. They set up the rotation. They get the bye in the first round, and then they play a hot team in the second round, and then and they lose in a quick series or something like that.
Was the Dodgers, were they the bye team last year?
I don't know.
Because the bye teams have not done great. Like if you go back to history, they have.
I think they were. And they played San Diego in the second round. Is that right?
Yeah, I do.
And then won that, and then beat the Mets. So yeah, I think that's what it was.
Obviously,
he found it June 30th, 2009.
Yeah,
that's right. That's I said it was like 2008, 2009. Not that I'm still bitter about it or anything like that.
You're up 8-0. Like that's hard. Like yesterday, I had the under as my top total of the month, 7-unit top total of the month yesterday in that Orioles game, and they're up 3-1. They go into the 9th inning and they allow 2 runs. I'm like 3-3. If it goes to overtime, They were 0-0 going into the 7th inning, by the way. So I was like, dude. And then they end up getting a double and walk-off win 4-3, and no problem, under 8.5, no problem. But I was like, dude, this could, those are the ones that you're like, no way, I see it coming. This could be ugly. The new, by the way, Soapbox Craig, the new rule with the extra innings is just, it's the most wild rule ever, I think, put into a sport, where it's just like completely, it's so 50-50.
Well, Nolan, are you for it or against it?
I don't know. It just it messes with totals so much. Yeah. It's you feel like you have a game won. Well, clearly, as a handicapper, as you know, Bobby, going into extra innings or overtime, that is an absolute loss right away. Right away. I can count on my hand how many games I've won in overtime or extra innings. So I don't really know if I'm a big fan.
I still think college football is worse.
Made the overs go up? Did they adjust the overs up and like a tick?
No, I don't think so.
Because it definitely makes games higher scoring if it gets extra innings.
Sure.
Because the start guy on second, you only need a base hit. A base hit, you score a run.
What would be interesting to see, and I'm definitely not going to run these numbers. Maybe next summer when I have a little time. But what percentage of Major League Baseball games over the last 2 years go to extra innings compared to the percentage of baseball games that go to extra innings, say 10 years ago, something like that. Like, is it do they go to extra innings at a higher rate, at a lower rate?
But wasn't the reason they added that so that games didn't go as long?
Yeah,
like, so
it was for injury reasons and just to give everybody.
Which it feels like they go longer.
15, 16. No, definitely not.
Like
definitely.
I mean, you don't see those ones like we did before, like 17, 18 innings, which is crazy. Which I like. You're a handicapper on those games, and you're like, oh, come on, it's a.
But even like the 14th inning wasn't, if games going 4 or 5 innings into extra innings was not beyond the realm, beyond the pale. And especially now where runs are harder to come by, right? Like back in the day of the early aughts when everybody was on the juice, overtime games wouldn't last that long. Somebody would hit a home run, right? Yep. But over the last 10 years, when everyone sucks and everyone's hitting 230 and it's hard to score, like imagine how long some of these extra inning games would go.
Do you think the shift, that the new rule with the shift, do you think that's helped? Because the batting averages aren't up, right? They're not up that much.
Oh my God. It has helped so much. So yes, it'd be even worse.
What's there, 8 or 9 guys hitting 300 in Major League Baseball right now?
Yeah.
Maybe total.
Crazy. I mean, it used to be like at each division, almost every team had a guy that would hit real close to 300 or over. Some teams would have 2. Now it's like you just don't get paid to hit anymore. Like you only get paid if you drive in runs or you hit home runs. Like those are like what it's or you're a pitcher. That's what we want now. And I don't know.
I still think college football extra innings, overtime, college football overtime. I still feel like is still like weirder than baseball extra innings. Like
but I will say it's the most exciting overtime though.
Sure,
college football because it's like.
How many times have you sat there in a college football game? As soon as it kicks off, you're okay. So I need this team to score, not get the extra point. This team to score, miss the extra point, then get the 2, then do this. Oh, every weekend you seem to go through that.
I don't know if NFL will ever go to it, but imagine if the NFL went to that, it would be chaos.
Oh my God, it's awful. It's so stupid. It works for college because college is just a joke of a sport as it is. So like it just kind of fits right in with like the circus of college football. But the NFL, no way.
I mean, imagine if they said in the NBA, we're going to shoot 3-point contest at the end of the game. That's basically what it is. You get one play. If you score, you probably have a good chance to win. If you don't, you have basically no chance.
No, it'd be like if the NBA went to the Elam ending. You know the Elam ending from the TBT? It'd be like if they went to the Elam ending and in overtime. Imagine a playoff game being decided by the Elam ending, like walk off jumpers and layups.
I do like the new NFL playoff overtime rule where both teams get the ball.
I don't
the whole first team got the ball would go down and kick a field goal wins. It was like you basically a coin toss decided the most important games in the playoffs. That I hated that.
I don't deny that. Like if you kick the field goal, the other team should get the ball. That I agreed with. But I think if the other team gets the ball, goes down and scores a touchdown. Game over. Like you should.
Which is the way it is
get
now,
the ball after that. Like get a stop, dude.
Right.
Yeah, I like that's how it is. I think the NFL rule.
They changed it now in the playoffs. If a team gets a kickoff, goes down and scores a touchdown, the other team still gets the ball.
Wow.
Yeah,
I like the whole field goal because you get a chance because it makes teams not settle for a field goal too. It makes like now you have a chance. You get a turnover. Okay, do you want to kick the field goal? If you're 4th and 1 at the 1, are you kicking the field goal or are you going to try to go for it in the game right there? I mean, it brings in all kinds of things. I just think baseball, first of all, if you're a relief pitcher, you're like, dude, there's a guy on second and I didn't put him there. And they get a base hit, and I lose the game. I mean, and I always think as the manager, if you think it might go extra innings, do you use your closer in a tied game in the 9th inning, which you maybe used to, or do you maybe save them because obviously closers usually have a bigger strikeout, propensity, which is what you need. And with the guy on second base, you need to strike out 1 or 2 guys potentially. So I don't know. Don't get me started on the whole new rule. I did not like the shift thing, to be very honest. I just thought. Teach guys to hit the other way. How about that?
You can't because the pitchers would pitch them inside. You're a left-handed batter, okay? And they throw that shift on, and then the pitcher is just throwing nothing but inside fastballs. Like you can't go the other way. You know what I mean? Like
But remember, wasn't it? I think it was Adam Dunn of the Reds, and all he had to do was he could bunt. He could bunt and get a base hit every time because he would never do it because he get paid to hit home runs. So it's like and he was the king of the solo home runs. I think one year he only had like 3 home runs. He had like 30, and 3 were with guys on base, which is like the king of no doubt 1-run home run. So we do have WNBA today. I know several guys, including me, has a big play. I think Griffin has the side. I have the total. Either you guys have any opinions on the CFL game tonight, Ottawa and Winnipeg?
You said, well, I was going to say, you said WNBA. I was like, wait.
I meant CFL, sorry. WNBA is off today. It's back tomorrow.
No, I have never wasted a single second of my life thinking about.
You're missing out. 3-down football. It's the new way.
Jesus Christ. The CFL, he says. Canadian Craig.
I'm telling you what, if the CFL could find a way to get some American, like teams, they don't have to be in the South, but if they could get teams in, say, just over the border, Detroit, even Cleveland or stuff like that, where now you get more people in the U.S. find an interest in it, I think it would freaking be. If the
UFL joined the CFL, right? Like,
it's too big to join. Like those two together are too big now to join. And the CFL does have rules where you can only have so many American players too, it's kind of like the European basketball rules where you can only have so many Americans.
Who are the quarterbacks? What's a quarterback matchup tonight, Craig? What do we got tonight?
Drew Brown is the Ottawa quarterback. Winnipeg, I guess it's going to be Collaris tonight. He came from my Bearcats. If you remember way back, he was really good. Brian Kelly, I think, was his coach when he was with the Bearcats. He's been the best quarterback, the top tier quarterback in that league for like 14 years now. So
I'm glad I'm not watching.
So yeah, I mean, you don't see a lot of guys. The big guy now from the U.S. is the Kelly kid.
Yep.
Jim Kelly's kid. He's been injured. Kelly. He's been injured. He's still out for Toronto for probably another 2 or 3 weeks. So Toronto struggled without him. So, but
liver injury.
The CFL. No, he broke his leg. I think he broke his leg, and it was in the playoffs last year.
Sprained liver.
So here's the thing: in the CFL, the backup quarterbacks get in. I mean, a ridiculous amount. I don't understand why, because you can't touch guys in the CFL. I mean, if you hit a quarterback, it's pretty much a foul. I mean, they really do take care of the quarterbacks, but they get injured at a ridiculous rate. Every team has started a backup already, and we're in week 10 or 11. So it's like, that's like, you don't see that in the NFL. Not every team starts a backup at some point in the year. So
Nostalgia Man asking, is Bret Hart playing for Calgary? I'd watch that.
Yeah.
They threw him in the backfield. I think I would check out that.
I feel like we have a buddy at home that drinks at like 5 o'clock on a Tuesday and then texts at 11:30 and says, I won my CFL parlay.
See, I would like to see. Now, obviously, they play different rules, so you'd have to figure out like what rules you play out. It's kind of like FIBA rules or something. You play like either a college team or like an NFL, or something, and they played against the CFL team to see how much better or worse is the CFL than American type football. Yeah. Like that would be interesting. Like I've always been a fan of the relegation I hate soccer.
Yes.
But the relegation, like if you could figure out a way to relegate in American pro sports, the whole tanking would end.
NBA. The NBA would be the easiest one to do it in.
Yeah.
Period. Like you could definitely do it in NBA.
Yep. The G League teams.
You would never have someone tanking ever, because it costs you hundreds of millions of dollars if you get relegated. And unfortunately, we don't have that. And so now at the end of seasons, people are like, do I want to win? Do I want a better draft pick?
If you can't join the UFL and CFL, like a crossover tournament, kind of like what you're talking about, would be kind of cool. If you took like 4 teams and 4 teams,
kind of like what's that?
If you played on, if the CFL team was the home team, you have to use CFL rules. Yes. If the UFL team is home team, you have to use American rules. And just
like the Champions League that does. It's like the top 4 from every.
It's like the FA Cup over in England, because the Premier League plays all the lower level teams. So it could be like that. Man, I love the fact that the chat is talking about wrestling right now. What a
I
day.
know we started it. I knew that you were getting excited over there. I was like, this could take a hard left turn. And we might be on here for another like 90 minutes.
Someone asked me the other day, because Hulk Hogan obviously just passed away. Who's the greatest? Like, if they really wrestled, or like, or even if they were just doing it at their prime, who's the best wrestler of all time? Like, who would win if you take, like the best of every generation? Obviously, Hulk Hogan would be up there. I was like, Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar. I mean, the dude's a freak.
Give me the Undertaker.
Or
7
Goldberg.
foot tall, could walk on the tightrope. The tombstone was devastating.
It would not be Stone Cold. Stone Cold was the smallest, dominating guy in his era. It was like he just was the best on like personality and like, The Rock would probably be, but Brock Lesnar's still way bigger than The Rock. Like Brock Lesnar's a monster.
I mean, Andre the Giant would probably kill someone with his bare hand. It could probably like crush someone's head with their bare hands, like in Game of Thrones, like that.
He had 30 beers on a plane.
The best is they try to explain how much he weighs, and it's like there's some people say he weighs 500, some people it's like 700 pounds. It's like, dude, he did not weigh 700 pounds. I mean, I'm sure he was big, but he did not weigh 700 pounds. Oh, Macho Man.
Like the Wade, you mentioned about the 30 beers. It's like the Wade Boggs drinking story. It's like who could win a drinking contest, Andre the Giant or Wade Boggs?
Well, what's his name? The guy almost died just recently, but he's still alive. Woo!
Oh, Ric Flair.
Ric Flair said that he went like a week and he didn't have one water. He only had alcohol. You believe that? And then like people are like, no. I
saw Nolan do that. Spring break, 1998.
Yeah. Well, he was probably 21 years old. Like this guy was doing it when he was 45, 50 years old. And he was wrestling at the time. They was, that was back in the days where they wrestled 4 nights in a row. They traveled and wrestled every day, 4 or 5 nights in a row, or 4 out of 5. And then they drank literally from the time they were done till like the next morning. So these guys were hardcore. The 30 for 30, there should be a 30 for 30 wrestling, because I'm sure they have a lot of backstage like footage that would end the sport though.
I was gonna say they don't want that stuff to get end. They gotta wait till McMahon is dead.
They have a show called Dark Side of the Ring that you can watch that's really good. It would blow your mind.
Well, like a lot of the stories started to come out when Hulk, of course, died. Some of them had already been out there, but they were all, kind of everybody came to the light again. It was kind of hearing some of the Hulk Hogan stories and how I always thought everybody liked him. I didn't know the whole Jesse Ventura. That's when I liked wrestling, so I don't understand how I missed it. I didn't know they hated each other, and that the whole he ended the chance for them to be unionized, right? That was like his. Like why everybody hated Hulk Hogan or something like that. I don't know. Anyway,
I don't even know that. That'd be a good
I'm pretty sure that's what happened. That's why Jesse Ventura was trying to get them to all be unionized, and Hulk Hogan found out about it, told Vince McMahon, and they, did enough to not vote it down. So anyway, all right. So that's what we have for today, Docs Daily. Don't forget you can check us out every day, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget about football. Tonight
party.
At 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, Robert hosts the football party. Nolan and I be on tonight, but plus a couple other guys, right? 5 of us total?
Yeah, it should be Nick and Griffin as well.
Yeah, so the other knuckleheads will be on. And each week is different guys, so make sure you check that out. And also at 6 o'clock is the release time for our picks. So if you want to get on anybody's NFL pass, either for the full season, $749, that's on sale, $250 off. And you get a 2 bonus cappers for the first few weeks thrown in. Or if you just want to buy, what's the weekend pass price?
The weekend pass is $45, but also I'm going to have a promo code on the football release party that's 50% off of that.
Okay. So
if you watch that, you can get that for,
so it'd be 22.
Use the free 60, all that stuff. So
yeah. So make sure you get on that tonight at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So have a great day, everybody. Hope all your bets are winning ones, and good luck.